ॐ एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। या देवी स्तूयते नित्यं विबुधैर्वेदपारगैः सा मे वसदजिह्वाग्रे ब्रह्मरूपा सरस्वती। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। निरञ्जनं नित्यमनन्तरूपं भक्तानुकम्पाधृतविग्रहं वै ईशावतारं परमेशमीड्यं तं रामकृष्णं शिरसा नमामि। यथाग्निर्दाहिका शक्तिः रामकृष्णे स्थिता हिया सर्वविद्यास्वरूपान्तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्। विवेकजानन्दनिमग्नचित्तं विवेकदानैकविनोदशीलं विवेकभासाकमनीयकान्तिं विवेकिनं तम् अहं नमामि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। Atmajnanam takes place in the mind of the sadhaka. Atmajnanam doesn't take place in Atma. If Atmajnanam takes place in Atma, then all will be jnanis by birth. So the mind is ignorant, the mind gains the knowledge. What knowledge it gains? That I am sarvagataha. Aham brahma asmi. Aham sarvaha asmi. So when mind says aham sarvaha asmi, how can a mind say this? When a mind says that I am everything, it cannot be a truthful statement, because mind is limited to one particular framework called jivaha. So it cannot say I am sarvam. So who gains this knowledge? Mind alone gains the knowledge. What is the knowledge gained here? Aham sarvaha. How mind can say aham sarvaha? So this is a very big Purva Paksha in the Vedanta Shastra. Purva Paksha means objection. How your mind can say aham sarvaha? So there the Shastram tries to clarify the mind is nothing but a reflected consciousness. Mind is enlivened by reflected consciousness. Mind is by nature it is inert, like body. By nature it is inert. The body is enlivened, made active, given life by consciousness. Similarly, mind also is inert by nature, Trigunatmika Manaha. Like body is Trigunatmika Deham, Manas also Trigunatmika. Like body is Shariram, Tulataha Shariram. Mind also is Shariram alone, Sukshma Shariram. So this Shariram, whether it is Thulam or Sukshmam, cannot claim Aham Sarvaha. So there is no need for Brahman to say, I am Brahman. There is no possibility for Deha and mind to say, I am Brahman. Who says this, I am Brahman? The consciousness which is available in the mind says, I am Brahman. For example, for your understanding, the reflective sun which is available in the mirror gains the knowledge that I am sun, S-U-N, sun. Aham Suryaha. Who can say? The mirror cannot say, the glass cannot say, the framework cannot say, nor the sun need to say. So there is a need to claim this, and that claim should be a factual one. So this reflected sun considers itself that it belongs to the inert object. It is thought that it doesn't belong to the inert object, it is available in the inert object. It is enlivening the inert object, but it is not inert object. It belongs to glorious sun. So same thing only here. The Chitabhasam, it is called in Shastram, Chaitanyam Chitabhasam. Chaitanyam is original consciousness. Chitabhasam is reflected consciousness. But consciousness, that reflected consciousness is available in the mind. When the mind says, I am everything, we have to understand consciousness is everything. I, the consciousness is everything. Because we are using the I word for body also, for mind also, for intellect also. Therefore, only Shastra says the I doesn't belong to body, mind or intellect. So, Jahal, Ajahal, Lakshana, they call it. Jahal, Ajahal, Lakshana. You remove something and you add something and you understand the meaning of the statement. If I say, bring a cup of coffee to me. When the cup of coffee comes to you, do you swallow the entire cup? You do ajahal, you remove certain things. Understand? What is that you remove? You don't consume the paper glass. You consume only coffee available in the paper glass. Can you bring a coffee without container? So you add paper glass with the coffee and you remove the paper glass from the coffee. While bringing, you add the paper glass with the coffee. While consuming, you remove the paper glass from the coffee. Similarly, here also, Jahal, Ajahal, technical words, these are all. So, mind, when it says that Aham Brahmasmi, it means the Aham which is attached with the body-mind complex, recognize its real nature, that Aham Sarvam. Understood? So that is why this Atmajnanam also is considered as Vyavaharika Satyam. Atmajnanam is not Paramarthika Satyam. What is the meaning of Paramarthika Satyam? That which is available all the time, need not to gain anything. Atmajnanam is gained or not? It is certainly gained. in the form of dropping of the ignorance. When it said mind gains Atma Jnanam, what does it mean? It doesn't gain anything. It drops all the confusion connected with the I. It drops all the properties of the inert matter which is connected with I. Aham dehaha. The dehatvam is dropped. That's called knowledge. Aham manaha. That trigunatmika manas aspect is dropped. Understood? So it is like you wash a cloth. This example is given in Vivek Chudamani. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, you wash a cloth. How you wash a cloth? Why you wash a cloth? To remove the stain. How you remove the stain? By adding one more stain called surf excel powder. That also is a stain. So this stain removes the stain in the cloth and it disappears. Understood? Similarly, here also, the tamasic mind, rajasic mind, sattvic mind, these are all stained, whether it is tamas or rajas or sattvam, all are stains. They are the properties of the inert matter. They don't belong to the Atma. They don't belong to the I. But if they are connected with this I, that is why it is called stain. So the I is full of stain. What is the stain? That it is tamasic, rajasic and sattvic mind. Understood? So it is connected, the I is connected with either tamasic mind or rajasic mind or sattvic mind. So how to remove this mind? In our understanding, which is connected with the word I. So Shastra says, you have to remove this through another stain only. Mind cannot stay alone without the consciousness. So therefore, you have to train this mind to drop off the confusion. The confusion is about the I, but the location is mind. So mind should be converted. Mind should be educated. Mind should be purified. Mind should be stabilized. So all sadhanas are there. All sadhanas are dealing with the maturity of the mind. There is no need for any sadhana to gain moksham. Once the mind is purified and educated, the moksham becomes nitya siddham. So whether we accept or not, we are all free only. But to enjoy that freedom in our day-to-day life, we need to understand what it is. We need to convince ourselves that it is already ours. Then only we can use it. It is like a rich man's rich. Rich man has lot of money. He should understand the value of the money and he should be convinced that that money is available for him at his beck and call. He can use it and be happy. Similarly, this knowledge is a need not to gain moksham, but to live as Mukta Purusha. Swami Turiyanandaji Maharaj, who happened to be the direct disciple of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, used to say, the purpose of human life is to enjoy the Jivan Mukta Jivanam. He is Mukta. That enjoying the Mukti nature is the purpose of human life. That is why human being alone is given the intellect. which can understand about the glory of the Atma. All other living beings doesn't have intellect. So all spiritual practices are not to gain moksha, but to enjoy the moksha. Enjoy the moksha. Like a person who happened to be the prince but lost in the forest. All the teachings and arguments are for what? To convince him that he doesn't need to do anything to be happy. When it is told, people don't accept it. When I say you need not do anything to be happy, people immediately will ask, if I don't do anything, who will feed me? சாப்பாடு யாரு போடுவா? நல்லா போடுவாங்கோ, கவலையே பட தேவையில்லை. If you are convinced, food will come to you. Not only food for mouth, food for everything will come. Only thing is, you have to be convinced. To be convinced, you need a role model. In the society, there are at least hundreds of role models in the society as Jivan Mukta. They don't bother about their food. They don't bother about their future. They don't have any guilt about their past. Kimaham sadhu na karavam, kimaham papam akaravam iti. So there is a scripture and there is a parampara to teach the scripture. And there is a role model who is example for this teaching. And there is a faculty called human intellect to understand this teaching. That's all. This is the purpose of human life. Simple. Very simple. But we are very expert in making simple things as complicated. Life is so complicated nowadays. And they tie themselves by their own thinking patterns. So entire spiritual life is changing our thinking pattern. Nothing is need to be changed. Nothing can be changed also. Whatever changes happens in the body, in the srishti, it will happen without our permission. Ants doesn't ask our permission to grow, nor it asks to fall also. Similarly, teeth. Similarly, body. So things will go on. Indriyani indriyarteshu vartante iti matva na sajjate. That is the fact about life. To live with this fact, the mind should be purified, stabilized, and educated. So all values, all spiritual practices meant for this purpose only. Therefore, Shastra itself educates us how to handle this mind, how to handle this body, how to handle this intellect, how to handle sense organs. 4 things are there: body, sense organs, mind, and intellect. How to handle them. First suggestion is, body, senses, mind and intellect all are products of Trigunatmika Maya. So therefore you should know what constitutes these things. What constitute? These 3 gunas constitute. These 3 properties, gunas means property, tamasic properties, rajasic properties, and sattvic properties. In Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Sri Krishna spends entire 2 chapters to educate the humanity that anything you do, you will be within the circle of these 3 properties. So he enumerates nearly 12 factors which governs our life. In these 2 chapters, 17th and 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan enumerates. There are 12 important factors which governs our life. First factor is Shraddha. This Shraddha itself, three types of Shraddha is there. Then second factor is Aharaha. Three types of Ahara. Then third factor is worshipping mode, Yajnaha. Three types of worshipping mode. Then fourth one is Tapaha, all struggles to handle oneself and life. Then Dhanam. Then Tyagaha. Then knowledge, Jnanam. Then actions, Karma. Then the Karta. Then Buddhihi, Dhrutihi, and Sukham. Like that he enumerates. Whatever you name in your life, it is with these three qualities. What are they? Tamasic, Rajasic, and Sattvic. So the humanity should focus converting the Tamasic into Rajasic, then Rajasic into Sattvic. Say for example, puja. Generally people will worship Tamasic worship only, they will start. And what they are going to do? They will give a bali. So there is an himsa in that puja. So that himsa puja should be converted as non-himsa puja. So it will be Rajasic puja. Puja is done for whose sake? For my sake. No one is hurt, but I should be the beneficiary. With this intention, if puja is done, that is called Rajasic puja. Dhanam, Dhanyam, Pashum, Bahuputra Labham. When Sankalpa is made like this, it is called Rajasic puja. For gaining something to me, if I hurt through that puja, that is called Tamasic puja. So, Tamasic to Rajasic conversion should happen. Conversion should happen from Tamasic to Rajasic, then Rajasic to Sattvic. What is Sattvika puja? Ishvara Prityartham, Loka Mangalartham. Like that, Sankalpa is made, and all the Sattvic Samagris, Phalam, Pushpam, Toyam, these are all Sattvic Samagris. Samagris means puja material. Sankalpa also is Sattvic, not selfish one. Sarvaloka Mangalartham. In that Sarvaloka, the worshipper is there or not? He is there. But he is not there in that puja as I only should be. I can be with all. It's called Sattvic puja. I only should be, if it is done, then it is called Rajasic puja. At any cost, even at the cost of others, I only should be, if it is told, or thought of, or motivated with this idea, means it is called Tamasic. Similarly, every action. Understood? So, the conversion should be from Tamasic to Rajasic to Sattvic. Earlier classes I told the conversion of the self-identification I. Now we are discussing the conversion of mind. So therefore Bhagavan says in 17th and 18th chapter, hey Arjuna, you have to purify yourself, your actions, your belief system, your theology, your charity, your tapas, everything should be purified. What is the meaning of purification? Avoid harming others. Then next level of purification is avoid asserting your physical or emotional individuality. There are some fellows who will make the god to wait for their arrival. In temple, this Muzari department is there, na? That endowment, temple endowment. One characterless fellow will be there as the politician or someone who is the trustee, main trustee. That fellow will come late, half an hour. Bhagavan has to wait. When he comes with all pomp and show, their center of worship is who? Not Bhagavan. This fellow, characterless fellow. All Hindu temples are in that bondage now because of law problem. We have problem in our constitution. It's all partial. Even though it claims that it is secular, many things are partial. And the Hindu community is always targeted and suffers. All our temples are under government control. Therefore, Satvik Puja happens very rarely. People with tapas, people with character are not invited at all for any puja. Either Rajasic fellows or Tamasic fellows are the kartas of the puja in the temple. Before 100 years, if you are a Hindu, you have to pay a tax. Because the ruler was a non-Hindu, either Muslim or British. You have to pay the tax. Now that tax is not there, but whatever we offer to the temple goes to this Tamasic and Rajasic people. It is not used, majority of fund is not used for good purpose. Therefore, Dhanam, whatever is given is, what happened? Tamasic Dhanam, Rajasic Dhanam. People also are like that only. Nobody is ready to stand in the queue to have the darshan. Everybody wants to have a special darshan. I first. When it is told I first, that is called Rajasic Puja. I alone first, when it is told, that is called Tamasic Puja. You can see people rushing towards the Garbhagriha for darshan, hitting someone. And there itself they will shout and fight. Very funny thing it will be. And for us sadhus, we have to go to the temple because Bhagavan calls us. When we go to temple, we find these type of atrocities in the Sannidhyam of the Lord. So we cannot bear that. Then we have to tell Bhagavan, it is your samsara. You have to handle these fellows. You have to handle these fellows. So Bhagavan also suffers. Karshayanti mam, he says. They troubled me, Bhagavan says in Gita. Achetasaha, idiots. Mam karshayanti. They troubled me, he says. Tanaham vishadas kruran. They are all vishadaha, full of hatred. Kruraha, cruel. What I do? Kshipam egasram ashubhan. I will throw them in the hell. Because for that only they are meant for. So, all our life should be governed with this principle. What is the principle? Converting one's own mind, sensory activities and body from tamasic to rajasic to sattvic. When the mind is in tamasic and rajasic condition, that is called asuri mind or rakshasi mind. There is a light difference between asuras and rakshasas. Asuras are rajasic. They say, I should get it. Asushu, indriyarteshu, ramante iti asuraha. One who is always revel in indriya bhogas are called asuras. Rodayati iti rakshasaha. One who troubles and gets happiness in their trouble is called rakshasa. So Rakshasas are called tamasic people, Asuras are called Rajasic people. They have their own philosophy, they have their own theology. If you go to Puranas, you can see there is a prototype of these type of people in present day society also. Understood? So they have their own philosophy. Mother Sita asked Ravana, you are learned so much, but still, why you conduct yourself as Rakshasa? What wrong I did? He asked. What wrong you did? You are not aware even what wrong you did. Arey, you have kidnapped someone who belonged to another person. No, 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 we have a policy. Whatever we like, we can kidnap. That is his philosophy. He says it is Rakshasa philosophy. What you will do? I have done my dharma only. I liked you, therefore I kidnapped you. Will you accept this philosophy? Can you argue with this type of fellows? I like it, so I did it. Whatever nice thing in the creation belongs to me. That is my conviction. You have the capacity to challenge me and fight with me. They want always fight. Either centered on their grabbing or centered on somebody's supremacy. My God is great. In those days, they used to fight to prove my God is great. Now also are there, people are there. Understood? So, there is no sukham for this fellow, but he gets sukham not by Indriya sukham. He gets sukham by somebody's cry. Varieties of people, Srishti, Bhagavan, Leela. But do you want to be in that category is the question by the Shastra. It is like asking a cow, do you want to have a chicken fry? Cow cannot say anything because it doesn't have option. It doesn't have that much of intellectual capacity to understand what it means. Nor it can have a choice in its food. It cannot say, let me taste at least once. There are some fellows who are by birth and brought up vegetarian. When they go to another places or when they mingle with other cultures, people with other culture, they have this idea, let me taste once. Are you taste poison. So the mind should not be unstable. What is meant for them is meant for them. Why for me? Why should I copy? But there is always a pressure from the other cultures that you have to follow us. You have to accept us. We don't have that pressure. Like cow doesn't have the pressure to teach, eat grass. We don't say that. Gain Atma Jnanam. Be Sattvic. Be a nobleman. We don't say that. But others give pressure to follow them. So they have propaganda media, so many things. Then innocent, this Hindu community is the victim of all aggression. Like cow is the victim of all aggression. Any non-vegetarian animal can prey on this cow. But cow will not even imagine to trouble other animals. So cow has only one option. What is the option, you know? To defend itself. When somebody comes, either it has to run away or it has to give a dash. That's all. Like that, our Sanatana Dharma. We accepted the totality of the creation through the knowledge because that is the grandness of the Sanatana Dharma. So there is a place for everyone. None of them are object of hatred because Bhagavan is in that form. So we don't have any conflict. The spiritual seeker in Sanatana Dharma doesn't have any conflict. He says, it is for you, nice. If you feel that it is nice, very good, nice, we have it. You live that life. But if you are interested in gaining this freedom, then you have to change yourself. If you want, I can give suggestions. That much only our guidance. See, all these guidance and classes are for whom? Shankaracharya asked this question. Entire Shastram is for whom? For those who want it. If a person wants Sarga Phalam, for him, this Vedanta Shastram is not useful. So he should not go for it. Similarly, for a person who wants freedom, this Karma Kanda Shastram is not useful. It is invalid. So everyone uses the Shastram partially only. Understood? So we cannot consume all the things available in this Srishti. Some fellows, especially the young boys, when they come, when I ask why you have consumed that, or curiosity, Swamiji, அது என்னதான் இருக்குது? Curiosity, what it is. But this curiosity doesn't happen in consuming the poison or catching a snake and allowing the snake to bite. You have the curiosity. Catch hold of a snake and allow it to bite you. Or catch hold of one scorpion. Or catch hold of one ant. How to know what is the ant biting? You don't have the curiosity. Ah. Why? Their pain is there. Sensory pain is there. So all curiosities are with regard to sensory pleasure only, not sensory pain. Understand? This is the nature of the mind. You have to understand this mind. So, tamasic to rajasic to sattvic is our goal. Conversion of mind from tamasic state to rajasic state to sattvic state is our goal. And for that, you have to understand the nature of the mind. The nature of the mind is, it will never be free from all these three. Please understand, when a person is told that he is very sattvic person, that doesn't mean he doesn't have rajasic quality or tamasic quality. What does it mean? Predominantly sattvic. Bhagavan says in Gita, Arjuna, when I tell that so and so is sattvic, never take it that he is 100% sattvic, because 100% sattvic nobody can be there. Divi Deveshu Va, Bhagavan says. Even Devatas don't have the capacity to be free from the three gunas as long as they stay as an individual. This parichinnatvam is there as long as in their mind, they cannot be free from all the three. Therefore, all the three should be understood as binding factors of your life. In that binding, what type of bondage you can sustain, you can manage, you have to decide. Understood? Suppose you imagine a small twine you take, small thread you take, and tie these two fingers. It's a small twine. Do you feel the bondage or not? சாப்பிடும்போதே தெரியும், ஐயோ கையை கட்டிட்டாங்க. You understand? This is also a bondage, getting tied with two fingers by small thread. If you little try, it will get away, but you choose to be tied. This is one type of bondage. Another type of bondage is, both the hands are tied like this. Namaskara mudra, tied. Another tying is putting both the hands back side and tied. How it will be? There is difference or not? So tamasic bondage is putting back side our hand and allowed to be tied. If I want to lead a tamasic life, means what I want to say? What I want to say? I am ready to be handcuffed. If I want to lead a Rajasic life, what I want to say? I am ready to be tied, wherein my hands cannot be used for any other purpose. Third level of bondage is what? A simple tie. If with a little effort, I can get away from that. Like tying the two fingers of the one hand. Correct? So, which one is intelligent? Please tell. The lesser bondage wala is intelligent. Correct? About this, Chandogya Upanishad gives an imagery. One fellow was kidnapped by three thieves. One thief nicely gives a beating. Second one ties him and robs him. Third one, observing all these things and feeling compassion towards this person. Then he says to other two fellows, all the three are thieves only. So one is engaged in violence, beating. Another one is engaged in robbing and binding. Third one is being compassionate and managing these other two fellows. ரொம்ப அடிக்காதீங்கப்பா செத்து போடுவான். Don't beat him too much. He may die. Then we will invite trouble. So the other two ask, what to do with this fellow? We have now beaten him, robbed him. Now what should we do? So the Sattvic fellow will tell, over, our work is over. Let us leave him and go away. But Rajasic fellow will tell, no. As even we leave him here and go away, if he goes towards the village and informs that we have robbed him, we will be in trouble. Therefore, we should not accept your suggestion. Then the Sattvic thief asks, what is your suggestion? We will put him in the dungeon well. The third fellow says, Tamasic fellow, one who has beaten. No, that also we cannot do. He may climb and run away. Nah? So we will tie him, both hands and both legs, and cover him, cover his eyes also, blindfolded him, and afterwards we can throw him. All are thief only. But there is a difference in their intensity of hurting us. Correct? So telling this imagery, Chandogya Upanishad says, towards which thief you will have friendliness? Please tell. Towards which thief you will have affinity? Towards a person who is compassionate and at the same time he takes from you very little and allows you to recover and get away. Correct? That is intelligent. Suppose if anybody says, I want to be Tamasic Swami. How can anybody say like this? If you ask, everybody says this. When they get up 7 o'clock early in the morning, what they say internally or openly, I want to be Tamasic. They call nowadays 7 o'clock early in the morning. Early in the morning means 3:30, 4 o'clock. Now how it has been changed 7 o'clock early in the morning? I don't understand. This Western psychiatrist and Western therapist, they say, you please get up early in the morning, 7 o'clock and go for 1 hour walking. 7 o'clock early in the morning. Suppose somebody says, I want to get up only early in the morning, 7 o'clock. Okay, Dirgha Isman Bhava. What he means to say? That he wants to be a Tamasic person. At any cost, I should win, Swami. I will not bother about the consequence. If anybody says, he wants to be Tamasic or Rajasic. Understood? So we assert ourselves to be Tamasic and Rajasic. Shastra says, don't do this. if you are interested in living a free life. It's all suggestion only. Nobody even going to watch you whether you heard the suggestion. Nobody even expects that you will follow that suggestion. Such a grand teacher, Adi Guru, Bhagavan Krishna, after teaching this Shastram for 2.5 hours, in that critical situation, he asked Arjuna, Kachiteta Srutam Partha. Partha, whether anything entered your ears. That is the level of detachment of the person who gives suggestion and guidance in Sanatana Dharma. Because he doesn't have any axe to grind. Whether you get up early in the morning, 7 o'clock or 4 o'clock, who bothers? So Bhagavan himself is so detached in that role called a guide. Kachideta Srutam Partha, he asked. At least you should have an expectation. Arjuna, all the while you are benefited by my advice and suggestions and friendship. You should accept me. You should accept this philosophy. Like that you should have asked, na? Bhagavan doesn't have that attachment also. That's why he is called Bhagavan. Similarly, this Jnanai Mukta Purushaha, he wants the society, the humanity to be happy and free. And he suggests when somebody comes to him. But he doesn't have expectation, the suggestion will be understood, accepted, assimilated and followed. Understood? When the same person comes after getting repeated beating, then also he will not tell. Annike sonna illa. He will not tell. That day itself I told you did not hear. At least now hear. He will not tell. Oh, acha. But this you have to follow this one. You understood? Like a doctor, matured doctor, will not tell to the patient, go and purchase this medicine in particular medical shop. Why? When a doctor says, go and purchase this medicine in medical shop, means what? Commission is there. So some axe to grind. Selfishness is there. We say, this is what, sir? You can approach other doctors also, locally also, you need not come here. But your health is in this condition also. Since you have come to me asking for my suggestion, I have suggested. This is the condition of all the Vedantic teachers. You understood? So what is the suggestion here? Try to convert your mind from tamasic to rajasic to sattvic. When the mind is converted to sattvic, it is a gradual one only. Conversion is not going to happen in one night or one janma even. It is a time-taking project of conversion. When the mind is converted, slowly, all the activities and ideas connected with the mind is also converted. When the mind is converted, the food quality and quantity is converted. Please understand. Night 11 o'clock, parota, chilli parota taking will be stopped when the mind is converted as sattvic. Why, how I know all these things, in train when I travel, fellows start eating 11 o'clock night and that to non-vegetarian food and that to AC compartment. Imagine my condition. Entire compartment is full of smell. That will not go out also because of AC. So, 1 hour, 2 hours, I have to stand outside AC to get rid of the smell. 11 o'clock night. And up to 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, people will be sleeping. How their general lifestyle is known for us by this traveling and other mingling. Very difficult. So people live a type of life which is not acceptable for either Shastram or for Sanatana Parampara. Our culture is very light culture. Our culture is with light luggage. They call it travel with light luggage. Don't add so many complications. If you cannot handle, get away from that, take sannyasa. Sannyase sukhamasti sarvada. And that sannyasa can be lifelong sannyasa or 48 days Ayyappa Mala sannyasa also. That also is sannyasa. Trial sannyasas are all. So, the idea is the conversion of mind should be from tamasic to sattvic slowly. Then food habits will change, our puja activities and intentions will change, and our tapas, what we call tapas, majority call tapas, walking as great tapas. He walked, பாதயாத்ரா பண்ணார். என்ன பண்ண? Elephant also walks for 30 kilometers per day. He also walks. So it is a tamasic tavam. Sharira Pita is called tamasic tapas. Understood? Not that it is wrong. Shastra says, if you are interested in this type of activities, you have to understand that you are in this condition. That's all. It educates us. That's all. It doesn't brand this is right or wrong. There are some fellows who are always interested in roaming in the name of religion, in the name of tapasya, in the name of tapas, in the name of sadhu life. Roaming. Vagabond life. Swami Vivekananda Maharaj told, why you want to have this vagabond life? What you are going to gain in spiritual life by roaming? Roaming is meant for what? For detachment. Correct? You stay here, be detached with mentally. If you find that you are attached, we will give you transfer. If you surrender to the Lord, Bhagavan will take care of you. He will give you transfer. So transfer is the great boon for our organizational monk. Even though we live in a place, even though we interact with the same people for years, but still mind is not attached. That is called renunciation, sattvic renunciation. You understand now? So, tavam, the tapas will be from tamasic to rajasic to sattvic. In that tapas also, we have three karanas. Through all the three karanas, we do tapas. Vak, kaya and manas. Bhagavan segregates all this. All these are all there in 17th and 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Just I am summarizing. Why it is kept last two chapters, you know? Bhagavan wants to say, Arjuna, if you want to assimilate the knowledge which I have given, you should have this earlier conversion. You should take care of patyam. These are all called patyam. Patyam means what? Do's and don'ts while consuming the medicine. Medicine will solve the problem, but medicine will work only in this condition. Sugar tablet will work only when you stop consuming sugar items. Understood? Rasagulava சாப்பிடுறது sugar tablet சாப்பிடுறது. There are some people, even among sadhus, they will tell, hey, give coffee without sugar, with sugar tablet. Okay, Swamiji, when we serve him, then afternoon when we see he consumes rasagulla, we cannot ask. Once unknowingly I asked one elderly Swami and got scolding. Hey, idiot. I know that I am sugar patient. I know that I should not consume sugar. I know that rasagulla is full of sugar. That is why even coffee I consume without sugar. But still, rasagulla has its own effect. When it is seen by the eyes, automatically it wants to go to the mouth. You should accept my weakness. See, there is knowledge. This knowledge will make us to grow and grow. I should know what is my strength, what is my weakness. Whether I know what is my strength or not, here Shastram says, try to understand that you have this weakness. Not judging yourself, please understand. You cannot condemn yourself for this weakness, but you should be aware of this weakness. That is why satsanga is required. You understand now? That is why Shastra Vichara is always required. One time or the other time, the mind will ask, what is the benefit of all this hearing if I am not able to change my mind? If I am not able to change my habits, if I am not able to change my thoughts, what is the use of all this satsanga? The mind should ask. Then some fellows will give up satsanga, some fellows will give up that weakness. Understood? Those who are addicted for those weaknesses will give up satsanga. Enough, because he is a trouble for the group. So he will give up the satsanga, unfortunately. What should be given up? Weaknesses should be given. Everyone is full of weakness. And that weakness belongs to mind, not to me. Understood? Therefore, I always forgive me for the weakness with a warning. Next time it should not repeat. Again it will repeat. Third time you have to give a warning. Attadada pannade. To whom? To oneself, to one's own mind. So, we have to be saintly enough to accept the faults of our own mind. That is called saintliness. Accommodating oneself. One who doesn't have this saintliness is full of contradictions, guilt, anxiety, and anger. Frustration will be there. அதான் வயசு ஆக ஆக இதெல்லாம் ஜாஸ்தி ஆகுனே போகும். As even age is growing, this guilt, anxiety, frustration, anger, everything will be increasing only. Why? Because he has not settled his account with his own mind. What is the meaning of settling the account with your own mind? Accepting mind as it is and educating mind towards spiritual journey and training the mind patiently. நான் அப்படிதாங்க. Swami Vivekananda Maharaj was asked once, you are such a saintly person, great saint, why you smoke? He could have answered, what is the connection between my saintliness and smoking? He could have answered, actually there is no connection. Actually there is no connection. But that smoking act is connected with Rajasic people by the society. See how humble this Swami Vivekananda Maharaj is. So many times I try to give up that habit, but I am not able to give up. So I accepted it. That's the weakness of my mind. As long as it doesn't disturb my saintliness, I allowed it to exist like this. See, the recognition of the defect of the mind, at the same time humility to accept that defect, even though it is not connected with his saintliness. So, the saintliness must be there, then only we will be free from our judgments. The problem is judgments. நான் இப்படி தாங்க. Don't tell like this. Never say, I am like this only. When you say, I am like this only, then you have closed the doors of growth. Understood? Never assert your character, never assert your traits of your mind as a fact about your life. It is not a fact about your life. You also can change. Ravana did same thing. நான் இப்படித்தான். Bhagavan gave so many times occasion for him to rethink about his decisions, rethink about his perceptions about himself or others or society. Bhagavan gave, even Hanumanji gave. Sugriva's son Angada came and told, and his own wife repeatedly told, please change your perception. But when you say, I am like this only, then you are gone. So, this attitude will make us to be humble when somebody points out some defect according to them as defect in us. What we will tell? Oh, I have to think over it. We will not argue. That is defect according to you. That is beauty according to me. We will not argue. Understood? It's a waste of time, nah? Because you cannot change him. Nor you need to change yourself when there is no need for it. When you are understood, see, a monk is dressed in one type. So somebody comes and asks me, why you put same uniform, Swamiji? What should I do? I don't have any other cloth, sir. This is the color cloth given by my Gurudev. That's all. You have to escape from the scene. You understand that that fellow is an idiot because he doesn't know what is monk code. So even he asks the question. Many people ask, I myself encountered this question. Why you become monk here? Monk Swami? They call me Swami. Then why you have become Swami? They ask. Then I ask, why you have married? Some fellow will tell, I like to marry. Some fellow will tell, they made me to get married. So according to their answer, I will tell my answer. What to do? I also wanted to marry, but somehow Prarabdha brought me as a monk without love failure. Or I can say, I like to be a monk. According to their maturity only my answer. See, these are all poking in others' life. Society will always poke in our life. Why you are putting Basma, why not Nama? Many people ask me. Then I told, you bring daily, I give my head. So varieties of people around us, and our mind also responds in a variety, in many ways. So we should be carefully navigate in this spiritual path, converting our mind, behavior pattern, and thinking pattern and habits from tamasic to rajasic to sattvic. Understood? So what is the sign that we are progressing in sattvic path? Bhagavan says, as even you progress in your sattvic path, you will find out lot of treasure is with you. You are going to be a rich man. You are going to be a rich person with internal richness, which are called Daivi Sampat. It is a Sampat, it's a treasure. But Daivi Sampat, available only with divine people. So in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan mentions 20 Sampat as Daivi Sampat. 20 traits, mental traits as Daivi Sampat, about which we will see in the next class. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.
know